Doomers, I'm not quite sure
I think
what they're
the
called.
majority of these people are Gen Z, like
Let's go.
roughly.
Let's
Roughly.
go. Your people.
My people.
Let's see what their struggles are since they didn't join the military.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that. I could argue that dating in the military might be worse. I don't know. These stories might change our mind here.
All
But
right, let's see. Let's break it down. We'll see if the military can also solve these problems as we go through them.
am I the asshole for leaving a first date because his mom came along?
Me.
I can't imagine.
I mean, that's kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie.
Ugh.
Well, who like
Ugh.
are they in the hometown? He,
Ugh.
that means he was excited and he told his mama, and she was like, "I'm gonna go. I'm gonna like. What if they went for a date in the grocery store and his mom's there?"
Ugh. Okay. We'll discuss this. Hi, 21 female, went on a first date last week with a guy that I matched with on Hinge. Let's call him Jake, 25 male. We've been chatting
Okay.
for a few weeks and he seemed like a solid guy. Funny, good taste in music, and he even remembered that I loved Italian food. He planned a date at
Oh.
this little nice spot in Dallas, which I thought was sweet. I show up and everything's fine at first. He's already there. We hug. He even complimented my outfit. 5 minutes after I sit down, this older woman walks in. Jake stands up, waves her over, and says, "This is my mom." I thought I misheard him for a second. She sits down at the table all casual and starts introducing herself to me like this is normal. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there trying to figure out if I'm being pranked. I kind of laugh nervously and say, "Oh, I didn't know that you were bringing anyone." And he goes, "Oh, she just wanted to meet you. Don't worry, it's not a big deal." But it was a big deal because she didn't just stop in and say hi. She ordered wine and then stayed the whole
Oh.
time. She's even asking me
Oh.
personal questions about my job, my family, even if I want kids someday. It was
Oh
like I was
boy.
in an interview, not a date. Jake barely said anything. He just smiled and kept nodding like this is normal. After about 20 minutes of this, I couldn't take it anymore. I said that I wasn't feeling great and needed to leave. I texted him later saying I didn't think that it would work out and wished him well. Now I kind of feel bad, and my roommates are saying I did the right thing because honestly, who brings their mom to a first date? But my coworker said that it was rude just to leave and that maybe his mom is just super close to him or was nervous for him or whatever. Am I the asshole and was I wrong for walking out?
Okay. If she had just stayed, if she didn't stay and like maybe I don't know,
I still
is
think it's so weird.
I think like stopping by the if she was picking up food at that restaurant for some reason and and then she just happens to
Where
see
are
her
they?
son.
They're in Dallas. Do you know how many restaurants are in Dallas?
Girl, there's a lot.
There's a lot. What is the likelihood that you would end up at the same exact restaurant?
I'm just saying, if she had just said, "Hi, I'm picking up my food. Hello, you're with my son. I hope you guys have, oh, you're so lovely. I hope you guys have a wonderful time." And then like left, sure. I feel like that would have been like, all right, that was weird. But then you can kind of talk it out. Like, what was that about? It's like, oh, she picks up food here every Friday. It's been her ritual for 50 years. And then we know, all right, cool. Mom's got a ritual. But I think because she stayed I think that you should just leave that situation because one, that's just socially awkward.
Yeah.
And then two, it sounds like she's gonna have a key. If they got married, she'd have a key to their house and she would just kind of
Oh,
like
for
show up.
sure,
You
for
know?
sure.
You
Have
know?
you seen, oh my gosh, what is it? There's a TLC show. It's called, like, Mama's Boy or something like that, and, like, that's the vibe that I'm getting from this. First of all, he's 25. He's 25. I mean, you've
I-
heard stories about, like, mama's boys, right? Like, what a mama's boy, like, is. Your nails are so cute.
oh my god, thank you. I pressed them on this morning.
Yeah, they're cute.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
But, like, a mom like, I don't know. I don't know. I get weird vibes. I get super weird vibes. I can understand. I don't even know. I feel like first dates, like when you're 25, like you tell your friends about it and you're like, yeah, like I'm going on this date, like with this girl later, like blah, blah, blah. Like maybe mention it in like casual conversation to your parents, like, oh yeah, like I'm going on a date later, like blah, 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 whatever. But like this seems like the type of mom that, like what you were saying, like that he would give her a key to the house without his wife knowing. That like
Yeah.
she would show up to the birth of her grandchild when the wife said that she didn't want anybody there. That's just the vibe that I'm getting.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think if the mom had just literally tapped the table and said, "What's going on, kiddos?" and then just kind of like dipped, I think that would have been okay because that's kind of like a normal like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna ignore my son
I feel
kind
like
of
I would
thing.
also be embarrassed. Like, I'd be embarrassed if my parents showed up on like a first date.
Why? Girl, you gotta be proud.
On a
You're,
first date, you can be proud after like you're
hell yeah.
official, but like on a first dates are solely for the purpose of meeting someone. Meeting someone.
What's the best way to meet somebody than to meet your scary ass father?
Um, that just makes me think of being in high school and
That makes me
like,
think of like a gangster ass mafia type, like oh, so you want to date my daughter Rylee?
yeah,
You think okay, cool. What kind of drink do you want? Whiskey?
yes,
Nah.
yes.
Like it can be in a good way. Like you want them to
Yeah,
have a
when I
good
was
relationship.
16,
Girl, you're never gonna not need that. I'm telling you, you always and guys know it too. Guys, when they're become a dad, they even know how important it
yeah.
is to scare the S out of another man that is interested in your daughter.
Yeah, but okay.
It's fun too.
We're gonna like role play this out right now. You are hypothetically, You're out at a nice restaurant, Oop, hello. And I show up. Hi, Hammy. I am Jake's mother. How are you?
Oh my God, Mrs. Jake, I am fantastic. I'm on a date with your work of art here. Would you care to join us?
Yes, I would love to. Do you want grandchildren? Will you have my
Yes,
not your grandchildren? Do you want children?
I do, and I want them to have your eyes specifically. That'd be
Wow.
great if we could keep that
So,
going.
should we start planning the wedding now?
I would think more of a spring wedding or a fall, but that depends.
Girl, no.
Girl,
What?
I'm charming.
You're
What can
so charming. You're so delicate
I
and
love
charming and lovely. But
I love moms. I love moms. Moms love me.
Mhm.
I love people. What can I say? You got girl, you gotta it's you
Maybe
got
it's because I don't have a mom.
Well, folks, thank you for visiting for episode 12. That
And that
was a
was it.
fantastic deep dive on today. Oh my God, Riley, no, there are people that don't have that, and it's just like a like at the end of the day, don't you want to meet? And if she's crazy, then you can be like, look, I had a good conversation with you. You seem cool, but your mom, honestly, I sat down with her for 2 hours today. I don't think I could do it.
And I
Like
think that that's like the aspect that she's coming from, like
for sure.
overbearing mother-in-law. I don't think she's the asshole by literally any means.
No, she did fine. I think
Yeah.
that's odd, and I think she's also, like, 21, so that's, like, depending on, like, her situation
Yeah.
with stuff, but yeah, I agree with you. I
Yeah.
do agree. I do agree.
Okay. We're on the
Yeah.
same page.
Yeah,
Just
you're
we
not
got
I don't
there
disagree.
in a different way. We're on the same page. We're there.
You were above ground, and I was digging tunnels, but we came out
She
at
was
the same
digging.
spot.
We got there. All right, the next one. This might be a little controversial. It's a little bit shorter. It's very short, actually.
Yes! Give me the controversy, Riley. I crave it. I crave it. Give it to me.
Am I the asshole for walking out on a date after she showed up at least 50 pounds heavier than her pictures?
No.
Okay. I met a woman online for dinner who was bigger. What's your choke on?
My energy drink, I almost spat it out at my monitor.
No spatting.
Oh,
All
that would
right.
have been so sticky. Gross.
I met a woman online. Hold on. I met a woman online for dinner who was bigger than I like, but still cute. When she showed up, it was clear that her pictures on her profile were from before she had gained at least an additional 50 pounds. She
Mhm.
also had much worse skin in real life that was masked by makeup and filters in her pictures. We were
Ooh.
seated at our table, and after about 5 minutes of talking, I said, "It was really nice to meet you, but this isn't going to work out." I got up and left before she even had the chance to respond. We had not ordered anything, so there was no bill to pay.
Good, healthy boundaries. Able to walk away and not indulge in someone's unhealthy behavior?
Overall,
Give it to me.
I don't think that they, I don't know, it doesn't specify. I don't think that this person is the asshole. I think that the girl definitely thought, though, that was like asshole behavior, which I do kind of agree that it is asshole behavior, but
From her, she was the a-hole. She freaking catfished and she lied.
I love that show so much.
Catfish?
Yes.
I haven't seen it. I gotta watch it. I feel like it's so good. I've seen the clippies online. It looks so good.
We should do an episode where we just react to that, because
We're gonna get
that's a
copyright
whole
strike so hard.
oh yeah, for sure. That's a whole thing in itself. But no, I don't think. Someone, the top comment here. This is why I never do dinner for a first meetup. Choose something that can be ended quickly and cheaply if necessary.
Agreed. Yeah. I don't even think, like, I know people are like, oh, the coffee or the dinner. I mean, you can go on a walk in like a public place. Right?
I feel like coffee is good.
Coffee could be good.
I feel like coffee is like ideal for a first date because
I like the gym.
Ew.
What? Why? Why? The gym's great. Gym's a great first date place. I think so.
Imagining like
free guest pass. They probably already have a membership.
I'm
right?
imagining a big gym bro. Right? And I'm not I don't like lift heavy weights and stuff. Like majority of my workouts are all like calisthenics stuff. So like I'm like secret muscular.
Yeah.
But like yeah, and like I can do like really cool shit. But I can just imagine like being in the gym and like a man trying to correct me on something and me just getting mad.
Girl, you are so bad when it comes to flirting. What if they're trying to flirt with you? What if they're like, I can correct you, but like not?
Girl, I don't know. Also, like,
I'd be scared to try and court you.
Me?
Yeah, because what if it's like a cute little...
I've never been approached in the gym. I will say that, and I've been in the gym for like a while, and I've never been approached in the gym.
Huh?
That's a lie. One time, I was at Planet Fitness, and this Planet Fitness child walked up to me, and he asked for my phone number. And at the time, I think I was like 21, 22, and I was like, absolutely not. And he was like, why? And I was like, how old are you? And he was like 16. And I was like, get the fuck away from me.
Back, freaking back.
I'm gonna call the police on you.
Get away from me.
And he was like, how old are you? And I was like, 22. And he was like, oh. And I was like, what the fuck? First of all, rude. Second of all, go find another sophomore in high school. That's the only time, though. That's the only time I've ever been approached in the gym. I don't know. Like,
it's intimidating to approach pretty girls, though.
Yeah, but like, how are you supposed to like work out? I don't know. Do you see those gym videos? I see the gym videos all the time of like girls and they're like recording themselves and then there's like a guy in the background. And to be honest with you, it's like a 50-50. It's like a 50-50 if the guy's like being like creepy and weird and like watching and like doing like one of these like taking photos or something, or it's the girl is trying way too hard and like let's say it's like, 75-year-old peepaw looking around the gym and he just happens to be in the background of her camera and she's like zooming in on his face and she's like, weirdo watches me in the gym. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. There's definitely like a 50-50 there. But I honestly think like the gym is a good place because one, you're in public. Two, it's a team, and maybe the military did this to me, but it's a good team building exercise to see how you guys can communicate with stuff.
Oh, for sure. But I feel like that's such like
encouraging your form. Rylee, what if your form's off? What if it needs a little tweak? And I totally take back. I don't think that whatever I said about you. What did I say? I said something like help.
I don't know. Help is not on the way.
I can't. It was something like I'd be scared to
approach me in the gym?
Yeah, something like that. I take it back. I wouldn't, but However, no, not but. Anything before the word but, BS. I take that back. And that being said,
as a man, would you be scared to approach me in the gym?
as a man, I wouldn't be scared of anything.
As a woman, would you be approached? As you, are you scared to come up to me in the gym?
Hell no. I've met all my girlfriends at the
Exactly.
gym.
Exactly.
I go up to all of them all the time.
The gym's there for work, right? I am not one of those people. I cannot be one of those people that goes to the gym for like 3 hours. Like, I am in and I am out.
And that's fair. And that's fair. And you know, you guys don't really have to talk. But hey, if you guys like get in a good workout or something and it's all silent and it's efficient, that's good. You can't say it's not bad. I'm just thinking of a non-expensive first date thing that could work where you're not going to get kidnapped and you can easily escape.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to read one more comment here from this one.
Ooh, get it.
I've always been a heavy lady, and when I first got on dating sites, I only had the most flattering photos of myself. Makeup done, hair perfect, good angles, but at least one shot that showed a good profile of my sweet derriere. I'd never realized that's how you spell derriere. Then I realized that none of this was actually helping. People were always expecting somebody who had their tummy sucked in and didn't make totally unhinged faces all the time, but these people were just okay. I'm not reading that part. I changed it up. One picture was a picture of me dancing at the gym, looking completely insane. A picture of me lifting a man over my head. I had a goofy grin and a double chin. A photo of me, full head back, laughing in a suit of armor, sweaty with no makeup on, and removed flattering pictures that showed my backside. When I made my profile that way, I was like, well, I hope that someone likes this unhinged picture of me. I'm getting married to my last Tinder match next year.
Aww. Confidence and authenticity always wins. Or she's trying to trap women. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think authenticity and confidence always wins. And that's like, people would rather swipe on a personality, I feel like, than looks. Not that looks don't hurt. Not that looks
That's literally the whole. I have had this conversation with so many of my friends. That is literally the whole point of Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. Is that if you are not attracted to somebody, you are not going to walk up to them in public. You are not going to swipe onto someone, right? Let's say, I don't know, you're out at the bar. There's two people, one subjectively attractive person, one subjectively unattractive person. Who are you going to walk up to?
Whoever I find attractive.
Okay, whoever you find attractive, right?
Wait. Me walk up?
Yes.
Girl, you don't walk up. You drop something on accident. You go like this. Look, they say ladies making the first move. I'm going to show you, Rylee. Ready? You walk by and then you go like, oh no, I dropped something. And then you keep walking. And if they pick up and they give it to you and then you go, oh my God, thank you. Hi. And you grab them and you grab them by the sweater and then you pull them in and you say, hello, nice to meet you. I'm making the first move.
I so thought that you were going to be like, oh, my handkerchief. Thank you so much, kind sir. Like, I definitely thought you were going to hit one of those, not a fucking gremlin.
I'm not going to have these while we film anymore.
But like, that's the whole point of like dating apps is like someone is going to choose like the conventionally like attractive person versus someone not attractive. And it's like the same thing. So like,
I would say whoever you find attractive. I wouldn't say conventionally.
Because that's subjective.
Oh, it's totally subjective. And there's somebody for everybody.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
That being said, men have it way harder on dating apps, and I feel like it's terrible for their mental health. And men shouldn't be on dating apps. They should go and try in real life, because the things I've seen about like how many swipes a guy has to have to just even get like one, it breaks my heart and it makes me cry. If I was a mom and I knew my son was going through that, I'd be like, give me your phone, I'm killing it. Go find a nice girl at the library. Go. I'd be like, go to church.
To the library anymore.
Certainly not that dang airman you were trying to freaking help pass their ASVAB. They couldn't freaking find it.
I knew you were gonna bring that up. Yeah. All right, let's see what we got here. This one's a long one.
Break it down.
Hold on, give me a second. I need to proofread it first.
Please.
All right. One of my hidden talents is that I can read insanely fast.
Really?
Yes.
I respect that.
Yeah, I could read insanely fast.
I admire you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm good.
I
All right.
read like a. Never mind.
Like a
Slowly.
slowpoke. Yeah, I read very fast. All right. Am I the asshole for not dating a single dad, even if he's a victim?
Nope.
I don't know where the victim thing is coming from. I
We're
guess we'll
about to find out.
19 female.
Oh, okay. Okay, how old's the guy? We don't even need to finish this.
Recently went on a date with a guy, Ben, 25 male.
She's
Immediately
19?
no. She's 19 and he's 25. The thing about
4-year
age
max.
gaps, yeah,
4-year max.
up and down.
I feel like I think that, and this is from like romance stuff I've seen online for like psychology. If the girl is here and the guy's 4 years older, that's like the perfect has like the highest success rate of the age gap. A 19-year-old and a dad.
So like subjectively, 6 years isn't like a lot. It's not.
If she's 19,
like,
it is.
If she's 19, it is. It is. But like 6 years, like I don't know. Like I probably wouldn't blink twice if if it was like a 30-year-old girl and like a 36-year-old guy. But the fact that she's
No.
19 is like weird.
I think once you hit like 24, you're fine. But I think even anything like if you're 22 and they're like 26, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you waited at least a year until, they could legally drink. Okay.
Yeah.
But like anything like before that, I just get like I don't know. I get very like protective. I'm like, who the heck are you?
Yeah.
Like, why would you? Why? Because
I agree. Okay. I, 19 female, recently went on a date with a guy, Ben, 25 male, after meeting through mutual friends. He was nice enough at first, but I found out that he has 2 kids. One is 7 months old.
Dang, he's ready to go.
Oh, sorry, not 7 months. 7 male. My bad.
Wait,
7 male.
Wait. And he's how old?
25.
What's 25 minus 7?
18.
All right, go ahead. I don't judge. I just want numbers.
One is 7 male, which means that he became a dad at 18, 19 years old, and the other one is 2 male. I've always known that I didn't want to date someone with kids. There's nothing wrong with him as a person, but I personally can't see myself in that situation long term. I'm not particularly a fan of kids, and if I have my own someday, we'll see, but that's not happening anytime soon. However, I don't think that I can handle being a stepmother. After our first date, he messaged me saying that he really liked me and wanted to see me again, and I politely told him I didn't think that this would work out. That's when he started pressuring me for a reason. He said that he thought that we clicked so well and that we had the same interests, and he didn't understand why I was saying no. I tried to keep it vague at first, but he kept pushing. So I finally told him I just wasn't comfortable dating someone with kids. That's what set him off.
Of course.
He started saying things about how he thought younger girls like experienced men and that I was being pretty judgmental.
Yeah, this guy sounds like a freaking creep.
Yeah, it's gross.
And a loser, only because, like, first off, she set a healthy boundary. Second, he pried, and he only pried to get her to say something, and it didn't even matter what she said.
It wasn't the answer that he
100%
wanted.
right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Any answer she gave, he would have said was wrong, because it doesn't agree with what he wants, which is selfish, stupid, and he needs to go marry his baby mama and fix his life. As long as, she's not, like, beating the hell out of him and their kids. But
period. I don't know what happened. All right. That's what set him off. He started saying things about how he thought younger girls like experienced men and that I was being judgmental. He said that he didn't plan for any of this to happen and said, "Don't you think I'm the victim? I was just a dumb kid when I had my first, and my second one was a surprise. I don't even see his kids that often that we wouldn't have any problems. I was baby trapped. I have it way harder than you." Wait, so he doesn't even have the kids. He said that he doesn't even see the kids that often.
He sounds like a super immature guy.
He sounds like a great dad.
Sounds like a super immature guy.
Yeah.
And I hope he shapes up for his kids.
At that point, I was done. I didn't reply to him anymore. The mutual friend who set us up, he told him, they said I was being judgmental. Nobody these days cares about how many baby mamas someone has or about being a stepmom. I told them that I don't see myself in that position. My friend said that they understand, but I should still apologize to Ben. So should I do
No.
it? I don't think I'm in the wrong, but my friends say my apologizing would make peace for their relationship with Ben too. Am I
Screw
the asshole?
peace. He has no damn healthy boundary when it's put right in front of him.
The top comment, not the asshole. Quote, younger girls like experienced men. No further explanation needed.
Yeah, that was written by a dude too. That's gross.
Yeah. That was written by a dude.
Yep. Oh yeah, I know. Yep.
Yeah, that's gross. I don't know.
I don't like.
Someone said not the asshole. Fuck them kids.
Oh my god, that's so weird.
She's
and this
19.
She's 19 and change your. I mean, I know you're 19, but baby doll, you gotta change your friend group.
I
do. People.
I give her a lot of credit that she's mature enough because I feel exactly the same way that she does, right? Like I'm 24, but like I don't mind kids. Like I'm really good around kids, but like I don't want to be a stepmom right now.
No, and it's against your natural instinct to have to do all that stuff. That's why having a nuclear family is so important. That's why having a mom and dad that stick together is so important.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I kind of disagree with you on that one.
Why? I'm
Granted,
I'm perfect. Why would you disagree with
You're
me,
so
Rylee?
perfect.
Poke a hole in it, I dare you to try.
Yeah, so like obviously like having like a nuclear family, like mom, dad, white picket fence, a boy, a girl, and a dog, like that's like dream, right? But that is not unfortunately the America that we are in today. And coming from someone who, I grew up with a nuclear family like very early on in my childhood, but then I was raised by a single dad for like the rest of my childhood. And then, my the person now that I look at as my parent, my stepmom, she came into the photo like a little bit later on. And like that is who I view as like my parents. But like I just didn't need, I don't know. Like I didn't need my mom.
Well,
do you want to hear something? Let me, this kind of has to go along with this. When I first PCS'd, there was an officer that I worked with, and it was a woman, and she did this thing where she took all the brand new airmen out to lunch just to like get to know them, to meet them, like blah, 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 whatever. She took me out to lunch, and she started asking about like my family dynamic and like blah, blah, blah. And she asked me, and she was like,
stop asking about people's freaking families.
Yeah, it was a little personal.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I was raised by my single dad, like da-da-da, like, kind of started telling her about my family. And she goes, oh, where's your mom? And I was like, I couldn't tell you. I don't know where she is. And she was like, well, have you tried like having a relationship with her? And I was like, oh, ma'am, there's a lot more that goes into that story rather than just like, wanting to have a relationship. And she asks me, she was a major at the time.
Damn.
She asked me, 18-year-old Rylee, and she goes, who's going to go wedding dress shopping with you? Who's going to be there for like when you're pregnant and like all this stuff? Like you need your mother in your life. And I said, I'll probably do the same thing that I did. My dad went prom dress shopping with me, and it'll be my dad. And she was like, you need a mother. And I was like, I have a mother, just not my biological mother. She did not like that answer. And then I told her respectfully that this conversation was uncomfy.
Yeah, that's a super socially out of touch woman that she needs to.
Super personal, but
that's super.
I don't know. Like everyone's family dynamic is like super duper different. So
everyone's family dynamic is different, and one family dynamic is not wrong or whatever than the others. that being said, the best thing you can do for if you view men and women as yin and yang is the best thing you can do to help your child grow up as well-rounded and healthy as possible is to provide that yin and that yang, because the yang can only do so much of the yin and the yin can only do so much of the yang. Now, that doesn't mean that every parent is perfect. It doesn't mean that you don't have parents that shouldn't have ever had kids or who are awful parents. That's awful, and those people suck. And that's just, if I could protect all the babies in the world, I would definitely do that. But it's sad. It's a sad, sad thing, but having a mom and a dad in your world that both love you unconditionally is the bare minimum thing we need to give to our kids. That's the bare minimum thing we need to do to provide for our kids.
I think that the way that I would say that is having parents that love you unconditionally is the bare minimum.
Yeah, having parents that can love you
Because,
unconditionally.
some people have mom and moms and dad and dads.
Or grandma and grandpa, because something
grandma and
happened to mom and
grandpa.
dad.
Yeah, aunt
Yeah.
and uncle. So I think
Yeah.
having parents.
Yeah, guardian,
go.
something like that.
We tunneled, but we're
We
there.
tunneled, but
We're
we're there.
there.
Yeah. I'm
Hard.
sorry, Rylee. I'm sorry you had that super uncomfortable conversation with that major. That's
No,
freaking.
it's okay. It's
It's
genuinely
out of
it
line
really,
and out of touch.
It is, but like I remember I called my dad that night and I was like, "Hey, yeah, like," and this was like my first week there, and I was like, "Hey, yeah, this happened." And I remember my dad like telling me, and like keep in mind I 18, like I didn't know like anything, like whatever, but like my dad being like my parent had been my life for 10 years.
Yeah.
So like, and my dad was just, he was kind of surprised by it, but my dad's a very, very intelligent man. He's a very wise man. So lots of wisdom out of him.
Yeah, he knew that major was stupid.
Yeah.
And she's socially awkward and she needs to not.
She ended up being cool. She did. She ended up being really cool, and her and I were actually really close.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But
stop, if you're in the military, asking people about their families, because they're literally
unless
foster
they tell
kids.
You.
Yeah,
Yes.
there are foster kids that join for the family. Stop bringing that crap up. I had way too many dang patients. Stop asking about family. Stop asking, what are you doing for the holidays? Don't ask what people are doing. Just freaking invite them over. All right. The amount of people that are lying to you when you ask that question, and then they get even more depressed. It's insane. I know too much.
Excuse me. During COVID, I was in honor guard during like the first like round of COVID. So like no one could do anything, but like because we were in honor guard, like we were together like all the time. So I was like, "Hey guys, no one can leave. We're all on call. I'm having Christmas dinner at my house," and everybody came.
Aww.
And we just had a giant Christmas dinner.
That's really nice.
And I was so stressed out, but the food was so good.
Oh, I'm proud of you. That's awesome.
Thanks.
You're a good little leader, Rylee. Look at you taking the little baby airman under your wing.
Oh yeah.
Good job. Good job.
Sweaty. Sorry, I had to readjust.
Bo needed to take over.
Both needed to take over, but I lost my backrest. He was giving me my backrest.
Oh.
I feel like Bo looks so much bigger, like in photos and camera, and like he's a big dog. He's 75 pounds.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, but I feel like right now, like
he's
huge. He's like, "Mom, please." Let's see. We got a couple more. Got a couple more in us.
Yeah.
Oh, big yawn. Wow. Am I the asshole for losing interest in a girl who slept with someone else while we dated?
No.
We'll see if you still think the same thing at the end of this.
What do you say, Rylee? What do you say?
Well, obviously, I already read the story. Given the title, no. But I also already read the story.
And the story makes it okay. All right, let's go ahead. Break it down. Break it down.
She's a plot twist. There's a plot twist coming in here.
Ooh, okay.
I, 21 male, met this girl, 21 female, Jane, Bo.
Ooh, he said her name. Ooh.
I think a lot of these people use fake names, but like whenever you're naming like a female, a Jane Doe, like it's just Jane.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Smart cookie.
Yeah.
Good job. Good, good point
21
out.
male met this girl, 21 female, Jane, about 6 months ago, and we connected over some mutual interests. Conversations were flowing really well, and we even shared some friends, so it was pretty easy to find time to hang out in groups. Eventually, I worked up the courage to ask her out, and she accepts. Our dates went along very nicely, so of course we were going out for about 4 months. About 12 proper dates, meeting each other whenever our friends met up, going out to each other's apartments to hang out, etc. Eventually, it comes out that one of my closest friends that Jane is sleeping with some guy on the side. He found out when he caught them at the club we frequent and told me immediately.
Okay, so wait, say that back again. Say that last little part again. About the best friend.
Eventually, it comes out that one of my closest friends, that Jane is sleeping with some guy on the side. He found out because he caught them at a club that we frequent, and he told me immediately.
Okay. Okay, so his battle buddy saw her with another dude at a club.
And yes, and he told him.
Okay, okay. Good battle buddy. Good battle buddy system.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
Obviously, I confront her about it. Feelings hurt. This was my first relationship and had to end like this. She argued that we weren't exclusive, so that means that she wasn't cheating. I had no idea that a term even existed like this in the first place, so I looked it up online and found out that it was true. Regardless, I told her that it would be better to go our separate ways since I couldn't get over this. Whenever our friends meet now, I keep it brief when I speak to her. This all came to a head when she texted me and told me to stop slut shaming her and making this such a big deal. I don't understand how she got the idea. I interact normally when I have to speak about her, and no one knows besides my close friend about our drama. I resent her, but I'm not spreading insults or comments about her. I feel like my first experience dating a girl is a train wreck, and I question if I'm being unreasonable or if what I'm doing is offending her.
No, he's in the right. And he's a good kid. He didn't even know that non-exclusive isn't a thing. Bless his soul. That is a pure good man with whose father was solid in raising him. Like, that is a good kid. That is a good kid. And you shouldn't have to have the perfect wordplay when you're pursuing somebody romantically to know if there is some sort of exclusivity clause.
Yeah.
Like, that's my opinion. But you said there's a plot twist and that you don't think he's an asshole. So tell me, Rylee. Tell me right now, Rylee.
I don't think that he is the asshole for
Bo.
I know. He's about to take my headphones with him. He's got to
Oh, look at the big stretch. Oh, yeah, get the back leg. Yeah,
upward dog, then downward dog. That's why we call it that, folks. I don't think that he's the asshole for what he did, so to say. The situation, though, and I'm going to have a very different take than you do.
That's fine. We can fight about it.
Me personally,
I
think that there is a okay. I've had this conversation with like other people too.
Mm-hmm.
To me,
Mm-hmm.
dating, you do not have to. Okay, how do I word this? Okay, so like people on like Tinder, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone matches with someone on Tinder. They go, they get coffee.
Mm-hmm.
They are dating. That is a date. They are dating.
Mm-hmm.
If someone's like, hey, what's your relationship? And you're like, oh, like I'm dating. Like I'm dating around. Like whatever. That doesn't have to mean like you're sleeping around, but you're just dating around, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you are not exclusive with someone, in my opinion, you may not owe that person anything. Is that to say that I'm going to do that? No, but I don't think that you owe that person. You don't owe that person anything, right? And we have no idea about this other guy. Like, what if this was, I don't know, what if it was like a friends with benefit situation that like she was.
Girl, does that make it any better?
I don't know if it makes it better or worse or like whatever, but like maybe she's waiting for this guy who has never dated before. She obviously has and like has experienced things.
Mhm.
And now, maybe she's waiting for like the next step, because obviously she likes him if they've been dating for about 4 months. Because I can see this
Whoa,
from
whoa, whoa,
his
whoa,
brain.
whoa. Where's the 4 months coming from? They were dating for 4 months?
Yeah, that's what he said. He said that they went on 12 dates.
They went on 12 dates and
Mm-hmm.
she's sleeping around with another dude?
Is she sleeping around, or is she sleeping with a dude? What if it was a friends with Benny situation?
Girl. Okay. All right.
He said that they were going on like dates,
If
and
you were a
like,
man,
uh-huh.
if you were a man
Mm-hmm.
and you were pursuing a woman and you've
Mm-hmm.
taken her on 12 dates,
Mm-hmm.
do you think there would be would you take her on more dates if you thought that she was sleeping around with other dudes or another guy? If you were pursuing and
No,
from
no,
it
I wouldn't.
no, exactly. You wouldn't.
But
No, there's no buts.
there is a but. They
What's
never
the but?
they never had this conversation clearly.
You
'Cause-
shouldn't have to have a stupid look. If someone wants to be sneaky and fight through the rules and be sneaky and like work around stuff and be
Mhm.
like, you never said we are in an exclusive thing, then that person just isn't even ready for a relationship in general.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that the agreement is void. If someone's purposefully being like, well, mom and dad never said they said I can't have a cookie after 9.
Mhm.
Well, technically it's always before 9 because there's some 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. or maybe I think that they meant 9 a.m. so I can have every cookie I want after 9 p.m. You know what I mean? Like if you want to look for a route to get around something, there's always a way
Mhm.
to see that.
Yeah.
But this guy didn't even know about the thing that was exclusive. I mean, and he was taking her out and oh, I feel so bad. I feel so bad for that kid. And she was just not being an adult in the fact of like communicating cuz I'm
Mhm.
sure if she was communicating that, he wouldn't have took her on 12 dates.
Yeah.
Come on, Riles. Come on, Riles. If you even said if you were him, would you keep taking this girl on a date? And do you feel like as a man, you should have to have some perfect wording in order for a woman to be respectful of your time and money?
No, no, no. No. But let me throw another factor in here.
Throw in another factor.
Because
Bring
it
it.
doesn't seem like they had this conversation. It does. He said that this is his first time ever dating. This is his first girl that he has ever dated. So obviously, like a lot of this is new to him. She's 21. This probably isn't new to her. Like obviously, she's been there. Like she's done stuff.
Mhm.
You can throw in like polyamory and open relationships,
That boy
and
didn't want to date a polyamorous relationship.
but maybe he didn't have that conversation because okay, 4 months is low key kind of a long time to just be going on dates with someone and like not have that conversation of like, hey, what are we, what are we doing, are you going to ask me out, like officially?
From the girl's end.
Yes.
Girl, she didn't care. She didn't care
She
to ask.
obviously cared a little bit if she was still going on dates with him. Like I'm not
Oh
going to
yeah,
keep going on dates with someone if I'm not into them.
you mean you're not gonna keep getting some free meals and some free time while you go and hang out with someone gets to go hang out with whoever they want?
If I didn't like the person, no.
Why he can be a totally likable guy. And fair enough, you
Yeah.
do actually have a fair point. In that aspect, if he did not have that standard of expectations and say,
Mhm.
"Hey, I am pursuing you in this romantic fashion. These are the non-negotiables, which is
Yeah.
exclusivity, if something ever happens, give me a call, I'll take you home wherever you're at, like, classic gentleman mode." And fair enough. Maybe let's just say he didn't have that.
Mhm.
However, the woman in that situation, the adult should also say like, "Hey, what are the expectations if we're coming
Mhm.
into this?" It shouldn't be a quiet thing. But at the end of the day, I feel bad for that dude. That sucks. But to be fair, every relationship will end until one doesn't. So,
True.
get used to the failures, unfortunately, everybody.
I have a comment here to back up my claim.
Oh, from who? From who? What's the name? First off, tell me the name of the person that wrote this. What's their Reddit name?
Comeback_321.
All right, yeah, totally reliable Reddit name.
I may or may not have had to search for this specific comment, but if your expectations are exclusivity,
Mm-hmm. If your expectations are to be exclusive,
exclusivity,
Mhm.
exclusivity,
to have exclusivity, yes.
that if
It's a
those are
pronoun.
your
It's a proverb.
expectations, don't know. If those are your expectations while getting to know someone before deciding to be a couple, that's completely okay. Sometimes people quote multi-date, but in my opinion, unless you are online dating or really just meeting and screening until you keep seeing each other, I have zero opinion or zero interest in competing for someone's attention. I've been explicit that if someone wants to date 3 to 4 people at the same time, that's totally fine, but that they won't date me and I walk away. It's not an ultimatum, but they're giving me a choice because I've stated my expectations and my boundaries. People end up in a messy, hurtful situation because they cannot express what they really want. And I will not date anyone who is multi-dating. If they want to, great, go have fun. I'll keep living my life. And I hope that you can state your expectations now.
Hell yeah. I agree with that.
I just don't think that he set the boundary. I just don't think that he knew that he had to have that conversation of, hey, this is what I want. This is what I expect out of the relationship. 4 months is a long time to be dating, to not be a couple.
If a country wants to do business with the United States of America, Rylee, and they want us to protect them and to provide for them and to give them our democratic freedoms, and then they go and do a shady deal with another country whose intentions are to sabotage the domestic security of the great United States of America, are we not deeming them also our enemy, former ally?
Fuck.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure whatever tangent I went on, I'm pretty sure it was right. Isn't that right, Rylee? If America, yeah.
Hell yeah, America.
Hell yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah, brother.
Be patriotic in your dating.
Do you think that she owed him loyalty? That's the standpoint that I'm taking, that she didn't owe him loyalty.
Why? Because he didn't say it. You owe me loyalty in one sentence. You can't read in between the lines and see that there is a mutual amount of respect towards other people as human beings. She knew what she was doing was wrong. You can't look at me, Rylee, and say she wanted to date with one man 12 times and then thought, and she didn't even tell him. Acting kind of shady and calling me baby. Why the sudden change?
My
name, say my name. If no one is around you, say baby, I love you. If you ain't running games, she was running games.
She was running games.
Just the other day when he called, she would say, baby, how's your day? But today it ain't the same. We all know how this goes.
Period.
I think a woman you don't owe anybody anything at the end of the day. However, as humans, you should realize with a degree of respect for each other that continuing this way is not going to lead to success or finding a successful partner. Successful, not even meaning financially, but just with a good head on their shoulders. Because no one's going to be like, well, I would have given him the respect had he said this one exact key word that activates the sleeper cell in my head to know that I'm now exclusive. Okay, sweetheart. But no, I don't think if like anyone's like, we said hi, you owe me 100% exclusivity. It's like, you're weird too. That's fair, but that wasn't the situation.
Fair.
This was an innocent boy, Rylee. Didn't know what an unexclusive relationship was.
He's a grown man. He'll figure it out. Unfortunately,
he's 21.
He figured it out the hard way.
He's 21. He probably waited till he was 21 to drink, which you and I both also did.
I've never drank.
Which only I did. Okay. Let's get one more in.
We got one more.
Okay.
This one is not first dates, but it is same kind of line of like boundaries.
Of the boundaries.
Of boundaries. Yeah.
What is it? Give it to us. Give it to everybody. Give it to the internet. What is it? What does she have? Tell us.
Am I the asshole for demanding to go through my brother-in-law and his girlfriend's bags if they're staying with us?
Does she have, okay, let's get some context.
Off
I'm
the
always
bat.
down.
No, off the bat.
It
She wants
depends.
to go through her brother-in-law and his girlfriend's bags if they're staying in their house.
That depends on a lot of things. One, if I have a kid, I'm gonna search and seize. I'm gonna have metal detectors. I'm gonna have my dogs trained to sniff for anything pointy. Uh, anything pointy. Okay, like fair. I don't know. Like military wise, I wouldn't say search and seizure, but I'd be like, hey, did y'all bring any weapons I need to know about? Like,
Okay.
that's fair.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Background here. I have a pretty severe dairy allergy.
Not the lethal milk. Okay, yeah, homeboy brought 2% in a gallon and just threw in his bag and said she'll never know.
This is very insensitive of me, but my eyes twitching right now because I'm thinking of this. I always say that the weakest people of like the American population are, oh my god, my eye is going crazy because this upsets me. The weakest people of the population are people who have a lactose intolerance and the people who are allergic to nuts.
Damn. Thank God
What do
I'm
you
allergic
mean?
I'm allergic to legumes, but they ain't nuts. Ate it's a legume, girl.
Oh my gosh, my eye is going crazy. Because what do you mean? Because peanut butter is the most, it's like the most like shelf stable food, right? And like if
Wait,
America
says the girl that's allergic to fish.
yeah,
Allergy bot. Wait, what is it called? When what? I have a good word for
hypocrite.
this. Uh, no, it sounds more sassy than that. What is elitist? Allergy elitist.
True. But what do you mean? What do you mean if I throw a fucking slice of cheddar at you, you're done. You're shitting your pants for the next week in the bathroom. Like, what do you mean?
Okay, so Riley's against the cheddar. All right, can
Sharp cheddar is not good. Sorry. Arrest me. Sharp cheddar cheese is not good.
girl, what's wrong with you? Of course it's good.
It's just too sharp. It's too much.
It's too pointy,
No, it's too sharp. It's too like,
zingy. I like it. It got
Colby Jack
flavor.
though.
Colby Jack's good. I can get
Jack's my
behind you with some
favorite.
Colby Jack.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Bo agrees. All right. I have a pretty severe dairy allergy. I break out in hives, struggle to breathe, and have to carry 2 EpiPens with me everywhere. If I get dairy in my system, I'll end up in the ER. Okay, that's a pretty severe dairy allergy. That's like not even lactose intolerance. That's an actual allergy. Okay. Excuse me. My in-laws know this and have been extremely accommodating since my fiance and I started dating 5 years ago. When we moved back in 2 years ago, we set strict rules in our home because of my allergy. The big one is that no one is allowed to bring anything that contains dairy into our house ever, no matter what. On to the current story. My brother-in-law started dating his girlfriend a year and a half ago. They came to visit us for the first time a year ago. My fiance made sure that my brother-in-law explained my allergy to his girlfriend and our no dairy rule. 2 days into their stay, she brought dairy products and cooked lunch for herself when we weren't home. I ended up in the ER because of cross-contamination. She apologized and explained that she hadn't understood how serious my allergy was. We managed to put the situation behind us since both my fiance and I currently have and want to keep a good relationship with my brother-in-law.
Yeah, accidental attempted murder. It's fine.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
Totally fine.
The two of them came for a second visit about 9 months ago. We had a video call with my brother-in-law and his girlfriend before the trip to make sure that she understood the severity of my allergy and how serious we are about the no dairy rule. During that second trip, I was taking out the trash and found candy bar wrappers and an empty milkshake container in the guest room trash, the room that she's staying in. Even after she saw how serious my allergy is and how I ended up in the ER, she still brought dairy into our house. I confronted her when they got back. She and brother-in-law had a huge fight. Brother-in-law went through her stuff and threw out everything that she had with dairy, and we kicked out his girlfriend. Brother-in-law stayed the rest of the planned trip.
I just wouldn't have him over anymore. Dang.
Brother-in-law and his girlfriend worked out the relationship after the trip and are still together. Since that second trip, brother-in-law has come alone since I don't trust his girlfriend in our house. Well, brother-in-law is planning a new trip to visit us, and his girlfriend wants to come too. At first, we just said no, that we don't trust her. But since we know how important this is to our brother-in-law, we came up with what we believe is a good compromise. She should come and stay at our place, but we will look through her bags every time she comes back to our place. And if she doesn't accept that, she can stay at a hotel. Am I being the asshole for treating her like a criminal and checking her bags? And now I am being called an asshole for treating her like a criminal and checking her bags, that it is an invasion of her privacy. Am I the asshole for demanding to go through her bags if she's staying at my house?
Here's what I would ask you. If you were
Yeah.
her, would you trust your brother-in-law to go through her bags on your behest and then tell you? Because he did throw out all prior dairy products he found. He did like allow her to get kicked out, not go with her, stay at their place before. So if the brother-in-law was like, hey, I will go through her bags every time, I'll give you the thumbs up, would you be okay with that? Would you trust that?
No.
You wouldn't trust his judgment on that?
Because so obviously brother-in-law understands this, right? Like brother-in-law understands the allergy. Obviously he's like fully aware of it, but she has broken my trust now twice. So
I honestly just wouldn't have him over.
Yeah. At the same time, though, like I understand, like from the relationship standpoint, that like this is important to the brother-in-law because the fiance, this person, and the fiance are living in the fiance's house with the fiance's parents. So like it's like the four of them living together. So like for the brother-in-law to like come like to his parents' house.
I feel like it's totally justified to make sure that she's not bringing in something that will kill you or kill any family member.
Yeah.
I think that a good segue would be, since the brother-in-law has shown like he's tracking and that he's gone through her stuff and thrown stuff out. I would
that
say
was after she was already in the house. Like the second time after they found the trash, he went through the bags.
Well, I wouldn't want her to go through it just because if she finds something and she touches it, it's over.
Well, it sounds like the fiance and her are both going to do it.
Okay. I feel like that's fair.
I don't know if this is a male or a female.
I feel like that's honestly fair. Like because that's like, it's something that's going to kill somebody. So yeah, like life, limb, or eyesight, search the bag.
Yeah. I can see it. I want to say that I see it from their perspective.
It's for sure an invasion of privacy, but it's in
her literal life's best interest.
Yeah, it's in her survival's interest, which should be like, okay, cool. Like if you have to take a hit, like you see like my delicates versus like confirming that there's no like loaded cheese in the bag. Like right? I was like, wait, this is gonna be on YouTube. There's no loaded sharp cheddar in there.
Put the cheddar down.
Exactly. I think that's fair. What do you think?
I think it's fair. I think it's fair because it's such like a severe allergy.
Yeah. And if I was that other girl or that other lady, I would be like, go through my bag. Like you probably wouldn't even need to ask. Like, hey, would you feel more comfortable going through this just to verify that no candy bar I have? Like,
do you know how many things have dairy in them and like you're not even like aware?
Girl, me. You see this milky skin?
Oh yeah, like skincare products, hair care products. Like there's so many things that have like dairy in them.
Dairy's good for you. You got dairy in your hair.
You got a derriere.
I know. When I said that, because your hair is like blonde, I was going for like dairy in your hair, but that came out like derriere. That was weird.
Yeah, it's a derriere.
And we said that earlier today too. You're like, that's how you spell derriere.
Yeah, because I've never seen it, and it had like the little like things above the E.
Does it?
Yeah, it was like DERR.
Derrière. Derrière. Zelda both like, Mama, what is going on? You are speaking funny.
You are from France, mother.
Why is he old? Mother.
Mother, please. I don't. I lost the French.
Red wine.
The rasp is coming back. I can't. I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's fair. Go through the dang bag. What do y'all think? Go through the bag?
Tell us down below.
Tell us down below after you like and subscribe.
Please. We are begging.
No, we are not. We are insisting. Just a little like and then a patani subscribe.
Did you ever take a language? Your French accent is good.
Oh, mon ami, you have no idea. My French is so good. On les bleus, sacre bleu. What is this? How on earth could I meet such a delicious and succulent crab? That's Ariel, the evil chef that ate Sebastian.
Oh.
Yeah. My dad was a French. No, my mom was a French linguist. My dad was an Arabic and Russian.
Oh, okay.
So all they gave me was the damn accent. No language. I could be jilly-lingual, but now I got a cute little
polyglot.
I could be cool, yeah. I could be cool, but nope. I just got
I had a student who spoke 12 languages.
I mean, like, why?
She was born somewhere in Africa. And her first language was French, I actually believe. And then she just kept learning languages, and then she moved to Sweden when she was like a teenager, and then moved like around like different parts of Europe.
Her
so she
Brocas
spoke
and
12 languages.
Yeah, her Wernicke's and Brocas area must be freaking jacked.
It was a really, really hard accent to understand because it was like a combination of all of them.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I know. All right. Anyway, folks. That's all we got for you today on this lovely Wednesday.
That's it.
That's
you liked it. You liked it. You know you did.
You did.
I don't know how to sign off anymore because we're the Rylee Hammy podcast.
We are the Rylee Hammy podcast. Well, we can plug ourselves. If you want to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, you can go and do that up here. Are you going to put it on the screen?
No. But
nope. Okay.
We'll put it down below.
We'll put it down below. So go follow me. I also just started a fanfic, so that's super exciting. Super exciting news. I did do that. So if you want to chat over there, we can go talk. Make sure that you are following us on here, obviously. Also over on our Instagram. And then make sure that you're following Hammy too. Duh.
Yeah, War Hamster 6, because I always got your 6, right?
Just put that together.
War Hamster 6, got your 6. Instagram. I also have a fanfic. I'm on Twitch. Whoa, a sweater.
Other side. There you go. Move your microphone. Good job.
I'm on Twitch. I'm live.
A lot.
There you go. A lot. There you go. And at some point in the near future-ish, Rylee and I will be together, and our podcast will be in person. And if you want to know more about, potentially when that's happening, you got the behind-the-scenes platform you can check us out on. Remember, if you want to join any branch, join the Air Force. All the other ones suck. They know it too. It's totally fine. They cry about it at night, and a butler fluffs our pillows, so we all get to pay the same. We're signing off. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, bye.
Wednesday.
It is.
Yes.
It is Wednesday.
Definitely not a Sunday.